ourselves the truth. We truly want change to happen, it needs to start from us. And then it spreads out to the world. And when we say the world, it enters every industry, not just the media. It goes into the oil and gas, it goes into construction, it goes into the media. Every aspect of society in turn starts changing. So we need to balance our views. Thank you.
From when women era is started?
1973.
1973. So you can understand the magazine focused on the women when the women issues were not so important in our country. So that way, if I recall my childhood time, I think the women era was the first magazine which were focused on the women. So that his house got the credit, not you. In his house, you might be very, very young. So that way, we say thanks to the Delhi press. They were focused on the women issue 1973. Imagine, so dated back. So credit sometimes goes to the media also, but at the same time, since media is becoming too much market oriented, so called too much. I don't think if it is totally market, then there would not have been so much against voices, because what do you say? General masses are raising their voices. Okay, this nowadays we cannot read magazine in our houses, and not we can watch the popular soap opera TVs with the family's member. So media have to accept the blame. So Divesh, you should not feel bad when you are getting backlashes, because you are representing a part of it too. But at the same time, your house has done good also. So for that, I'm just letting my other part of the world to know that their houses have done quite a good job also.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your courage.
Is a gentleman.
And I congratulate you.
Yeah, I think Devesh, you were taking it personally, and I think the whole debate has gone. Nobody was attacking you personally. I think when we were talking about media, and I'm sure you will agree, that there's a lot, and I'm in the media. I've been in the media for the last 30 years. I've been making films, I've been making documentaries, internationally and in India. And believe me, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of the stereotype that we show women with. I'm ashamed of the fact that we have more rape in this country. And I'm ashamed of all the various things that happen. Yes, I'm proud of the fact also that both men and women came out in large numbers, almost hundreds of thousands, when that infamous rape happened, or what we call, Nirbhaya case. But the fact of the matter remains that if you go to the villages today, and my daughter works in the world of water and sanitation in the villages, providing it for women. Women are the biggest absolute, they are the ones who are oppressed the most. I think the lady spoke about honor killing. It is there. It is there, and we cannot, bury our heads in the sand and say that no, just because we have a first prime minister or second prime minister in the world who was a woman, or we have three chief ministers who are women. Women are oppressed in this country. There is dowry debts today. There are things that are happening. In fact, why was there a need for the Vishaka guideline? Because there's sexual harassment that is taking place in the media. Every media organization in this country, editors misuse the women. They use the power structure. So therefore, it is the job of those like you and sensible men to join hands with the women and make sure that this stereotyping of women, which we watch in Bollywood film every day, I think the word item girl is degrading for women. Unfortunately, women do it for money, no doubt about it. It's degrading. We need to come out of that. And this is a slow, it's a revolution, but it's a revolution whose first step has just begun. Thank you. My name is Ramesh Sharma. I make all kinds of films. I used to do a program called India This Week for 10 years. I did New Delhi Times, which was my wife. My wife is a member of parliament, so therefore, she's a working woman. I did a film called New Delhi Times. My last film was for HBO, Journalist in the Jihadi, The Murder of Daniel Pearl, which was nominated for 2 Emmys. So I've done films from all over the world, and believe me, with Sashi Kapoor won the national award.
That's also
I
really
feel ashamed when I see this. I feel ashamed of Times of India, and I'm naming them because we should name and shame them. These are the big houses. These are the big houses who hold responsible positions. I'm ashamed of Rupert Murdoch. I fought him in this country when he first came in because I think he has made a tabloid out of everything. I am ashamed of a man called Donald Trump, who's probably going to become the next president of America. I hope not. I hope not. They told me, my friends in America told me that he wouldn't win the primaries. After 2 months, he'd disappear. Then they said, no, don't worry, let it be till June, then you will see that he'll disappear. Then they said, no, the Republican establishment won't allow him to it'll be a contested convention. Now he's a presumptive nominee. So I don't believe anything any longer was going to happen there. But coming back to the subject of women, what you said, yes, about mothers being responsible, of course they are. But largely because it's a patriarchal society, largely because the power remains with the man, ultimately the responsibility also becomes of the man. So if a son wants to listen to his mother, then I am ashamed of that son. He's a namby family.
Wow.
listening to mother is not bad thing, but it should be for a good reason. And must develop one's final thought, I feel.
Mona, as you rightly said, yesterday I heard the same argument by Meher Tarar, the journalist from Pakistan. She said the same thing. It's the mother who has to teach her son how to behave with women. I think that's a very underlying this thing. If she teaches him to respect women, he will respect them when he grows up. And we differentiate in India and various countries, a boy and a girl, but if we do that, it will be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I think we come to, we're going to take a group picture, please. Yes. So if everybody, okay. Sorry.
Thank you so much to all of you for attending this session and showing the image of woman in media. Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to call Miss Katz and all to give this award of iconic leader contributing in better world to Mr. Divesh Nath. Welcome, sir.
All right, so we can all get all over here, so we're going to take a group picture, please. Everybody.
अभी रुक जा दिखता हूँ